You know what I just realized? Josh looks like who do you look like? You look like Mr. Apple. What's his name?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs.
I was thinking Mark
That's his name.
Zuckerberg.
You know what? He is a little bit like of both. Like a mix between Marky Mark and Steve Jobby. Mark Jobs.
Did you see that Metaverse video?
Oh God, I had to stop.
Oh,
Please tell me you got to the simulation bit, Tyler.
It's hard not to like.
If you die in the simulation, you die in real life.
In real life, yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on with this guy?
That wasn't real. But me, myself.
It was all part of the simulation.
But why was he using a bottle of barbecue sauce as a bookend?
That's a silly question. You
gotta have the Sweet Baby Ray's nearby.
To be fair, Sweet Baby Ray's is delicious.
Yeah,
you know, the secret ingredient.
That's fine. That's fine. But when you're a billionaire and one of the richest people on the planet, I'm sure you can afford a custom-made bookcase specifically to fit all those books. You don't have to go, what can I use to prop this up? Babe, get me that barbecue sauce over there. Perfect.
Does he have a girlfriend? I don't think he has anybody he can even say babe to.
He's married with kids.
Is he really though? I don't know. Have you ever seen his wife?
Yeah.
She goes to another school.
I've got money. I will bet money that it's some poor young woman who does not actually speak English that he purchased off the internet.
He is trying
probably through Facebook.
Facebook Marketplace.
Looking for a wife must include Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
Have you seen the pictures of him with the sunscreen on?
Oh God, that's just so fucking funny. And it just keeps going. He doesn't even realize how camp he is. Like he is the definition of, he's one of the easiest people in the world to make fun of. And it's baffling how he doesn't do a single thing to make a difference about it.
Dude, this was the Google image like last week. You know, when you go to Google and it's like today's picture is so-and-so.
Was it?
Okay, so you guys didn't see that picture last week. It was
what? The important thing is that you're trying to join the discussion, and I'm proud of you for it because I love you. Oh, there it is. Yay.
What?
Huh? I just saw the picture.
What?
God, that's so fucking funny. Oh, that's so great. Mime surfer. You really can't make this stuff up. You really can't. And then when you try to, you're like, nah, it didn't happen. You know, shit like this is why we went around as children all sharing the same story about how Marilyn Manson had that rib removed so he could suck his own dick. It's because
I love how widespread that is because that
it was Prince before that
school as well.
Of course it did. It's everywhere.
So it was Claude Cahoons. Claude Cahoons. Just click on the fucking link.
It was Vaudevillain. Oh, is that what that guy was?
He would have been 127.
They always highlight some really fucking very esoteric shit, but yeah.
They ran out of the normal stuff like 10 years ago.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
Probably not.
But at the same time, it's like, maybe I'm just an uncultured piece of shit for not knowing about Claude Cahoon.
Yeah, probably.
That's the only thing I can really explain here. Now, you know what? That's mean to Josh. You don't look like Mark Zuckerberg. You have much more full lips.
Yep, I know.
So you have very comforting.
You have much less hair.
That's very true. Much less hair, and you have like a nice little Cupid's bow, like on your lips. And don't hide them from me, Joshy. Come here, come closer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I can see why you're. I can see why
Cupid's
your wife.
bow? I'm not familiar with that term.
It's the shape of your lips.
Okay.
Yeah. It's because it's got like a heart-shaped element to it. I was gonna say I can see why your wife kidnapped you the way that she did.
Yeah.
I have to ask you a serious question. Listen, you don't have to answer right now, but just like if it's just like for later. Did she have the glove? Did she have the leather gloves on or off on the night of your wedding?
Is this like an Of Mice of Men joke with Curly? Okay.
Pet
All
the
right.
rabbit,
I mean,
George. Pet the
she
rabbit.
does. Yeah, she does enjoy her
Rabbit.
Vaseline.
And on that note, we're going to get started and say, welcome back to the Cult of Comics podcast. That's right. We're doing it. This is it. We're doing it live, boys. How we doing?
We're gonna start the clock now.
You go right ahead, because I like that. This introduction has been fantastic. I like this little banter.
Is that whole like 10 minutes just going in the intro?
You know what? Absolutely. Are you kidding? This is what I've been wanting for a long time. That way we can actually have like a reasonable discussion here, and that way Josh can scratch his non-existent facial hair now. If you're gonna scratch something,
I'm in 720p. It doesn't come through. I can feel it.
In 4K, it's full and luscious.
You look like you take such good care of your skin, and I am so incredibly jealous.
I just don't go outside.
That's a secret that we can all learn from at this point. And obviously,
I mean,
Mark's...
like, you've seen Blast from the Past, right?
Oh yeah, but years ago.
Yeah, I'm a bunker baby. That's it.
Oh my God, that sounds slightly racist, and I don't know why that feels that way, but I'm just gonna say let's.
I grew up in a bunker. I'm actually 40, but I look 25.
Oh, Brendan Fraser, God bless your heart. That's such a good film, though.
We're gonna circle back around to Brendan Fraser.
We are, but I really want to touch on that. What was the name? What was her name? It was Alicia Silverstone. Which is weird because she played Batgirl.
Yeah,
it all ties together. You did it.
It's a glitch in the metaverse.
And I can't think of his name right now. Could probably imitate his voice.
Christopher Walken?
Yeah, Christopher Walken. That's it.
Yeah, he was in Blast from the Past, right?
Yeah.
I believe that was the movie. What was his wife? Ah, fuck, that's gonna.
I can only think of Kitty from that 70s show.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm getting it. Wait a minute. Wait. And it's gone. Oh my God, Dave Foley was in that. I fucking do not like that guy. I just do not. Sissy Spacek.
Oh, okay.
Which is weird because I did not picture that it was her.
And my book Carrie is right there.
Huh.
Go team.
We're doing it. We're making it all come together. Welcome back to the Cult of Comics podcast, guys. If you've never been on the show before, this is a comic book media podcast. Usually we do this thing weekly. We've been kind of slammed over the last couple of weeks because of literally everything going on between Josh going on vacation, me having a bunch of schoolwork to do, and Sean honestly just sitting in the backdrop, just seething, gritting his teeth, waiting for us to figure out what the fuck we're doing with our lives.
I've just been sat here for 3 weeks. I haven't moved. I'm sitting in my own waste at the minute. So I've just been waiting until you guys said you're ready, and I'm here.
Sean's been too busy with Yoko Ono.
What does that mean? You make jokes that are just so... You're just like, let me say it. What does that mean? Tell me. Help me understand.
No, because Sean got a girlfriend, so I'm gonna blame it on her. She's taking up all
I've been ready. I've been sat here waiting.
We're gonna blame it on Sean. Sean's the reason we haven't been ready.
Here's the thing. Maybe I'm just fucking dumb here. Maybe it is that you just like actually make jokes that like have so many layers behind it that only you get it. I don't know if Sean.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I don't know what just happened with that. You know what? This is why I keep you around, is because like it's so esoteric
around,
and it honestly like it warms my cockles. Well, because otherwise, between your skin and your supple Cupid's bow, there's not much other reason to keep you around, right?
I don't know, man. Like, I think I got a bit more color than Sean.
Is that fair? We all know that one day he's just going to grow up and then all of a sudden his nose is going to be bulbous, full of blackheads, and he's just going to have rosacea for days going all the way down his back, and body hair that's spreading in really odd places, and he'll be smoking cigars.
On my back now.
Told you.
Yeah.
Listen, this is the case for literally every person in the UK. They all just descend into a troll. That's just what happens. Eventually, you need to find a bridge and some goats and then harass them.
In the dungeon.
We all hit the age of 50 and then just start hating the EU.
Yeah. It's just like it's like
you get a lorry and just start driving that around.
Yeah.
Pick up little kids and
oh my God. It's like a rule with Asian women. It's like a rule with Asian women. They're all intensely beautiful until they hit around like 40, and then they all just look like crones.
No, it's older than 40.
Is it folded?
Yeah.
Okay, 50.
No, I'm pretty sure the meme's like 70.
Something like that.
No, they look like they're 70 once they hit 50. And then at that point, you're like, ooh.
We've gone
The
off the
meme
rails
says
here.
60 to 70.
I don't even know if there were any rails here. Oh, you're looking at a meme for like credentials for this?
Yes.
All right,
Here
fine,
it is,
fair
the
enough.
official,
All right, all right.
official aging process.
Well, you have it like written down.
I
You actually sent it into
Menopause. When do you think menopause hits, Sean?
According to this meme, somewhere between 50 and 60.
I mean, yeah, that's not necessarily wrong. I mean, you can actually get it pretty early. You can get
Everything
it
I
like
know about
45,
the
but
woman
still.
body I learned from this meme.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong necessarily. So we're going to talk about the news, all the things going on in the world of the news in the world of comic books. So why don't we get started? First off, we're going to talk about what's going on with Image. They're not doing second printings because of paper shortage. Or sorry, the paper shortage.
The great paper shortage of 2021.
Is there a clarification?
Caused by the amount of copies House of Slaughter had to print.
They did. Yeah. Well, they overprinted, didn't they? They said that they were anticipating this like being a massive I mean, it's sold.
No, it's sold out.
It's sold out at a distribute.
460 over 460,000.
Do me a favor, just talk over Josh. I just want to see what happens. You do that and your lips get more full. Do me a favor, do a little puppy dog pout. Do a little yeah. Yeah, you could be a model. You know, you should be RoboCop for Halloween, where he has just like those really nice like lips, and you can just like hide literally everything else. Anyways,
that's my problem. I can't hide everything.
I'm doing you a favor. It's like
a favor. That's it.
It's a favor. I literally just got done watching like the movies that made us special about that, and that's
the original RoboCop, not the 2014 RoboCop.
I forgot that actually got done. I never saw it.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't. I'm sorry. Was it good?
Nah.
Yeah. I mostly wanted to see it for the actor. Anyways, so
yeah,
the paper shortage. The paper shortage has been going on is because of the pandemic, correct?
Yes.
Something like that. They're having trouble sourcing paper.
Issues.
And so they're not going to waste time to go back and print a few more issues of each comic with second, third, and fourth printings.
So for the next few months, guys, just buy every single thing Image puts out.
I mean,
you don't know when you're going to have a chance.
You really don't. I'm honestly surprised that you guys like had a hard time getting the good Asian, because I got my copy no problem whatsoever.
No, it's
been delayed a week.
It was supposed to.
It's been delayed a week everywhere, but some shops have had
in addition to the paper problems that they've been having, they said we're going to delay a few comics by a week. But for some reason, some of us got their comics a week early. So the Good Asian, Crossover, Primordial, those are all supposed to come out Wednesday, and so got them early.
I got 2 out of 3 of those. I got Crossover, Good Asian. I never got Primordial. I didn't even see it on the shelves. So yeah, that makes sense.
Well, should be coming Wednesday then.
Hopefully. Yeah, I ran a little poll on the Image subreddit. There were several people that got those comics as well, or some subset of that.
Well,
but not many.
Isn't it kind of the job of the shop in the first place to make sure that those orders are put into place? I mean, do you think that this has anything to do with the local comic book stores?
No, I think it's a distributor level that they sent these issues out early.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was such short notice that maybe this set, for some stores, they weren't able to stop those getting shipped off. Like, we've got most of the issues, but we don't have all the issues, and we're going to be delayed just a bit. But then some of the issues, these copies got shipped off to different spots.
Okay.
So
now, does this have anything to do with the Marvel delay with the printer jam issue?
That's a different issue entirely.
So weird.
That's such a unique. I mean, I laughed about it.
We had a paper jam, and like nobody checked in on the printing facility for a whole week.
I saw a comment on Reddit that was like, I'm just imagining like 6 people in an office staring at like a inkjet printer, just wondering why it's jammed.
That's literally what I'm thinking of. I'm picturing what's his name from The Office, just like staring at it. God, what's his name?
White?
No, the old man.
Creed.
I'm picturing him just sitting there being like, making some sort of side comments. Yeah. Yeah. Have you found my mung beans? Oh no, looks at the printer. Makes sense. No, yeah. I've actually never seen a comic book printer before. I would actually be curious about seeing what that looks like, but that's 70 titles.
This is because obviously they have a schedule for when stuff's printed. So they can't just reprint these things without messing up the subsequent orders. It's kind of like
to look similar to a newspaper printing press, where you've just got the long sheets that are being run and printed on. Because I've gotten a poorly cut comic before, and it's just one long sheet that gets folded and folded and folded. And then they do the cut right here. So the part that got folded over right here got cut.
I've had that for some really weird ass comics before too. I actually met this guy who specifically collected misprints or miscuts. He had
there is a market for them.
There is, in a really weird way. He had a collection of some of the hot selling Amazing Spider-Man comics and Fantastic Four comics with double or triple covers. And he's like, you want to know the weird thing? And then he showed me the eBay sales for those. Those sell for like triple the value of what they are regularly. It's very strange.
Okay.
Makes no sense. Oh, another one was
Josh, you could be rolling in dozens of dollars right now if you sold that misprint.
Dozens of dollars.
Oh yeah, my misprint of Deep Beyond.
Was it Deep Beyond?
It was Deep Beyond.
Oh, if that was something popular like House of Slaughter, you could have been rolling in it right now.
So that was like issue 2.
I want to clarify something here. Really quick. It's not a good story. It wasn't cut right. It had a mediocre development with plot. You still kept reading it. Is that about right?
No, I didn't keep reading it. Everything
like
else is right. No, I just keep buying. I just keep buying the issues and like, ooh, Sean, look this. You'll never read this.
You'll never get this.
You'll never guess. La la la.
Fair enough. All right. So they've said that it's going to take up to 8 weeks for the delays to be.
Yeah, the more
one hell of a paper jam.
The more popular issues are being reprinted sooner, but the smaller, more obscure titles, they're just sort of finding available places in their schedule to print later on, up to 8 weeks.
Can you please do me a favor? If you're gonna say it, you say it right. You say it in the Queen's Old. You say schedule.
Schedule.
Correct. Thank you.
Schedule.
No. Now, do me a favor. Do we have a list of the comics that have been delayed? Because I know that Venom and Immortal Hulk or
Immortal. Venom #1 and Hulk #1 were one of the delays. And let me see if I can find the rest of the list. I can't.
I'm actually scrolling through the news itself as well. I'm just trying to find it.
Because I sent a picture of it, not a link.
Sure. Well, while we're looking about that, one quick thing I wanted to ask
about. Just play some elevator music quickly.
Do. So as far as the no more second printings from Image, the thing I just wanted to ask really quick was they're also pushing back and delaying the digital release of the comics as well.
Yes.
Does that make sense to do that? Because I understand
most of their business relies on the direct market, and they don't want to fuck with the direct market.
I get that, but at the same time, they can still like release it digitally, much in the same way like what Snyder's doing, and then they'll.
But it's not fair for the shops.
It's not fair for the shops that haven't delayed
anyways. 50. Say that got delayed by 8 weeks, but they could release it digitally. That's a high selling issue for the shops.
Sure.
And people are going to buy, if it's delayed a long time, people are going to just buy it digitally. And then the shop's order finally comes through and they're not able to sell their copies.
You know, stuff like this is why it's important to, I don't understand why they stopped letting, they didn't stop letting the shops, but I know a lot of shops that stopped going through digital sales at their actual store There was one store in Seattle that I knew of that had that, where you could just go onto their website and then buy it digitally, kind of like how you would on Amazon for Comixology, and they would still get some of the profits from that. This is a great opportunity, like a great example of why we should keep that around, even if it's not necessarily the most profitable thing in the world. Go ahead and read the list. I'm going to get some more coffee.
The whole list, all like 70 plus comics.
Yes.
Okay. Alien 8, Alien 9, Amazing Spider-Man 78, BY, whatever that means. Amazing Spider-Man 78, Amazing Spider-Man 80, Fantastic Four 38, Avengers Tech on 4, Avengers Tech on 6, notably not Avengers Tech on number 5. Avengers 50, I'm already bored and I'm not even finished A yet.
You know, I felt bored the second you started talking.
Yeah, let's just read notable ones. Black Panther number 1, a couple of Death of Doctor Strange tie-ins, Hawkeye Kate Bishop number 1.
Is anybody going to read that Death of Doctor Strange?
I thought Sean was reading it.
The final issue of Fantastic Four Life Story, or the penultimate one. I forgot that book existed, actually.
Yeah,
you have
schedules have
Object
been weird
Permanence issues
lately.
too. Sean, join us.
Say again, sorry?
He's got ADHD and he doesn't know it. Join us. Oh, poor sweet thing.
What did I do?
Would you like to be a neurodivergent? Join me. Join me. Take some Adderall. Have fun with me.
Hulk number 1 and number 2.
Keep on trucking.
Keep on trucking, baby.
A load of Star Wars stuff. Dark Ages number 3. Venom number 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then a couple of there's loads more, but they're the notable ones.
I can't believe 70 titles. That's insane. All right. Well, I hope everybody out there isn't too big of a fan.
I hope everyone out
Marvel.
there enjoyed me reading the list.
And here is the list. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. Let's see here. What else do we got here for news? Penguin Random House adds bubble wrap. Great headline. I appreciate you for that. So obviously groundbreaking stuff was going on here, guys. Obviously, Penguin Random House has been in charge of the distribution and moving shipments of Marvel comic books. So they have been under fire lately, especially on social media, for all of the rightly so, for the amount of damage that's been done to the comic books in their shipment boxes. And it happened for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and now their response is, well, we'll add bubble wrap. And it's kind of like,
oh my god, could you imagine putting bubble wrap in your shipping?
Seriously, I know
the things we could ship with bubble wrap.
The things,
and they've also said they'll be replacing all orders except for 2 orders or 2 titles which were incentive covers.
I mean, okay, fine, whatever.
Still not really fair to the shops that ordered them, but
no,
at least they're replacing 99% of stuff.
Yeah. Marvel has been having a hard time with it lately, between Penguin Random House, the printer jam, the delays. I mean, what's next? You might as well just.
Did Penguin Random House have the paper jam?
Were they the ones?
They're just distributing, or they're only?
I think they were just distributing.
They got confused and put the bubble wrap in the printer.
This is gonna
smoke just starts coming out.
This is gonna take 8 weeks to fix.
Yeah, whatever.
It's like, I just called the engineer and he can't get here for 8 weeks. Oh well.
Why did I picture the guy from IT Crowd when you said that? Oh, that's a shine. I don't know why. It's almost like a meme, honestly, like with how like overly simple this is and how like stupid this is. Like,
somebody came in and said, Marvel, look at how much money you could save by switching over to Penguin Random House.
Yeah. Well, they were already kind of like in conflict with the diamond things anyways, but
2 months worth of orders for free.
God, it's so painful. Have you seen what the pictures look like lately? Like the more recent ones of the Penguin Random House like shipments?
They are better.
They're better, but I mean, they still look
not great.
Did I tell you guys about my personal experience of selling a lot of comic books on eBay?
Share your story, Tyler.
So I'm actually in a conflict right now because back in like May, I shipped out a collection of 2016 Avengers comic books, and I shipped it in insured packaging, bubble wrap, bagged and boarded. But when it arrived, it was literally torn to pieces and then repackaged. USPS retaped the whole thing up. It was still missing a bunch of comic books. I also included a bunch of free ones just because I was like, hey, thanks for buying it or whatever. The guy sent me the pictures of it. It looked like the Penguin Random House stuff, like even with the bags and boards and the bubble wrap.
So maybe it's not Penguin Random House's fault.
I mean, they're still the ones who are doing the shipping. I don't like USPS for the way that was handled. And I'm still, technically they owe me $100 at this point because it was insured. I'm fighting them for that right now.
Mm-hmm.
That guy was a dick. That I told that guy what to do, and he was like, no, it's your responsibility because it's not as posted on eBay. And I'm like, shut up. Point is, Penguin Random House is a distributor, and I am a single individual, and it's the same quality, if not slightly worse, as far as their shipment goes. It's kind of embarrassing. Shall we talk about Jonathan Hickman wrapping up Black Monday Murders?
Go for it.
So for some reason, he's deciding to finish up Black Monday Murders, even though everybody forgot about it, and apparently is being drawn as we speak.
Yeah, so the writing is all done. The scripts are finished, sent off to the artist. The artist has finished 2 issues. He's working on the 3rd one now, and it won't start releasing until they are all drawn.
I don't think it's usually forgotten. I see somebody like once a month come up on the Image subreddit and like,
anytime Decorum's delayed, that comment's in there.
Yeah. I mean, they probably also bring up the Manhattan projects and how like the way that ended. Ended.
Sorry, so issue 9 is finished. Issue 10 is underway, and there's going to be 12 issues.
I mean, that's cool, I guess,
So
but it's been
4.
like how many years?
It's 2016 to 2017.
I mean, I don't know. It just seems like a long ass time. Like, good for him for
That's
finally
about the same time as Saga.
Serious question. Do you think that like Hickman maybe doesn't like finish some of these things because of like Marvel, or do you think that he just gets distracted? Like,
he just gets so wrapped up in his own bullshit.
Yeah. All these big name writers are just cranking out so much stuff.
Well, now they are, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they don't really have too much of a problem yet, but I mean, he's been a busy guy for a while, but now it seems to be like, hey man, the writing's done. It's all on the artist. Like, it's the artist that's slow.
I mean, and it's not even that I don't think he's a good writer. Obviously, I think he's a good writer. It's just frustrating because like, look how long it took for East of West to finish. Look how long it took for Manhattan projects to, end the way that it did. Look at what's going on with Decorum. I mean, he very clearly has.
I've got an update on Decorum to share with you guys.
I swear to God.
Decorum
you heard it here first, folks.
Decorum number 8 is at the printers.
How do you know?
It's finished. He confirmed on his Substack. It's been sent to the printers. It is done.
Okay. Well, any further delays incoming.
Yeah. Any further delays are not Hickman or Huddleston's fault.
As far as we know.
As far as we know. Meanwhile, Hickman's going to create 5 more new projects and finish about 2 of them.
Well, he's hard at work with his 3 Worlds, 3 Moons now.
I couldn't give a shit less about it, honestly.
If it starts coming out regularly and we're getting content, then I might subscribe and read it. But if it's going to be we've had the second. We've had the second comic release this week, and that's like the second in like 2.5 months, and it was only 9 pages.
Yeah,
he's been getting all started. Blah 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 blah.
He's hedging it by having other people work on the comic and write stuff and do art, so he's not, fully in control of everything.
No, but if it gets a nice schedule going, I might read it, but I'm not subscribing.
You said it wrong again. You got to say it right.
Schedule.
There you go.
But yeah, like Donny Cates' Substack as well. He doesn't have anything really being released on there. We've had 1 comic that he also released last year, so it was nothing new. And then we've had about 17 pages of the Ryan Stegman one he was doing. I can't remember the name.
Oh, yeah.
Not Plunge.
No, Plunge was the
No.
Joe Hill
Joe
comic
Hill.
book series
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Fish Flies? No.
No,
It's
that's
Lemire.
Lemire.
What the fuck was it called?
Vanish.
Darkest Vanish.
Yes.
Did you see that there's a comic out called Dark Darkness? No, I'm not joking. It's a real name.
It's like you remember like the subreddit that's like men writing women. It's like, oh, her boobs drooped boobily or something. It's like the darkness
yeah.
is very dark.
Bad Women's Anatomy.
Oh, that's funny. Apparently it was a TV show back in it is a TV show started back in 2012.
Dark Darkness.
Yeah, and it also is an adventure comedy fantasy web series.
Web series?
It's weird. Dark Darkness. I don't know. Dark Darkness.
About a D&D nerd.
Oh no, wait, I just got it pulled up. Oh no, wait, that's Darkness. What the fuck? You know what? I'm not gonna do this on the show. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a stupid ass name. Anyways, speaking of Dark Darkness, Razorblades is getting an Image hardcover release.
Yeah, so Razorblades is James Tynion's curated horror magazine he's been releasing on his website.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 5 issues out so far, and yeah, it's getting a hardcover release from Image.
I love Tynion. The more I get to know like his work, the more I'm just sitting like.
You think they're gonna reorganize parts of it? Like if they have a continuous running
possibly
article in each or story in each that connects, maybe they'll rearrange it to have all those pieces together.
Yeah. It's possibly, I don't think there's been any sort of discussion on that yet that's made public, but it makes sense.
I think that they're going to go the same route that they did for the Image magazine that was coming out that featured the backup story with Negan, you know, like where they want to collect it at some point.
Did that ever get collected?
Yes. What was it called?
Kirkman said that
the Image Plus.
Kirkman said that he wanted to have
the actual
that collected at some point. But
I think it was called Here's Negan.
I think, yeah, it was called Here's Negan. I don't remember when they said that they were actually going to do that though. I don't know. As much as I like Negan, I thought that.
Yeah, there's a hardcover.
Oh, good.
Okay. Image Plus kind of died off right after that finished running. Like everyone was only getting it for that single purpose.
I mean, they were doing that, and then DC was also coming out with that magazine, DCU or whatever it was, DC Us, DCA, that featured a bunch of articles in-house for like what Bendis was doing and what Dan Didio like wanted to get done with Robin and why he wanted to kill off all the characters. And I think that was right before Dan Didio got fired that they canceled that magazine, which kind of
DC Nation.
DC Nation, that's what it was.
And how does that tie back into the Image Plus?
Because it was also a magazine.
So they're just like, oh, that magazine ended, we can end ours.
I'm just saying that it was interesting how they ended around the same time.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
DC Nation was just kind of little bits of solicits with creators sort of talking about their work. It was kind of interesting, the few bits I read.
So what they typically, some companies will do, especially lately, is they will actually hire people like me who have a degree in this field, so visual journalism typically, because that way you can put together layouts like this. You can do videos for the websites. That's what they've been doing at Marvel for years now, and it's the reason why a lot of the altered reality stuff that you'll find in some of the comic books will feature interviews with Dan Slott and Donny Cates and like talk to me about why this is happening with Carnage and blah blah blah. So DC was trying to do that for a minute, but it's just another one of those moments of a publishing house trying really hard to mimic what was going on with another one. And
Image Plus was kind of included with if you got the print release of the Diamond previews.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. I used to go out and buy those all the time, even though there was no point in me buying them. But
yeah,
it's just fun to look at the stuff in the future.
Yeah, I guess since previews is kind of like online now, I don't know too many people that actually get a print copy.
Well, I mean, they also offer a lot of them for free, so it's like, why the fuck would I pay even up to $2 for a collection of paper for what I'm going to buy? It's like when you, why would I? It's like the Toys R Us magazine for holiday toys, you know.
Oh,
Like,
I mean,
I'm
we
not-
get those mailed to us anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
They just come in the mail.
Exactly. Guys, I don't know if you heard this, but this is breaking news. You're going to hear it here first on the show, guys. Gabe Eltaeb is leaving DC or has left DC because of John Kent's bisexuality.
Yeah, so he's
Josh?
going to stay until the end of his.
No, you get to shut the fuck up. You shut up. Not yet. Josh.
Yeah.
You're an ally here on the show. So I want to hear your
Yes.
thoughts on this for being there for me in all of my times with my queerness. Someone who's loved me and supported me and
Mhm.
never said a harmful, derogatory, homophobic slur towards me on or
I'm not
off
sure
camera.
if that's true.
Oh,
No, you did send the Hangover clip last week or a few weeks ago.
You still haven't sent me those nudes of you yet. I'm waiting for an apology.
Who is Gabe Eltaeb?
Exactly. Who fucking cares?
He's a colorist. He
So
works.
he's the colorist for this comic.
Yeah, he colors Johnson's work. He's a
Right,
colorist.
right.
I do know the name of. He has done a lot of work with DC. I think he colored some of Brad Walker's work, and
The victim
So,
mentality in this guy is strong.
Yeah. So
so
we
he's
we all
staying
read
until.
that. What was that? The Bleeding Cool article.
Yeah,
Yes,
probably.
Is that what it-
probably.
Yeah, I feel like we could talk for a whole hour about that article.
That was fucking hilarious because of how pathetic it was. I don't care where you find it. I don't care if you find it on Reddit. I don't care if you find it on Twitter. This guy, and I it's so memorable to me. I don't even have to look at the article itself. He victimized himself as these characters are being abused because they're trying to force the gay agenda on people, and they're trying to make people who are conservative, and I'm obviously using air quotes on here, make people who are conservative feel like they're the bad guy. And I think at one point he even says, you never see a conservative hero. And you have to ask yourself, why is that? And it's like, yeah, I wonder why that is. I wonder why the political party that votes against gay people, against Black people, against women's rights are painted as the bad guy. Who knows why?
Following on from this, I just want to clarify something I said on the last episode, or one of the last episodes, which was when we were talking about John Kent's sexuality. And I wasn't upset about his sexuality, but I was upset about whether it was a creative decision from the writers or a mandate from DC of themselves. Because I'm salty about the way Tim Drake's reveal was handled.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Yeah. And after hearing Tom Taylor speaking about his reasoning behind this and his decisions, I support it now. But at the time, I was kind of like, is this just DC trying to be woke?
You're saying that you're worried that it's very much like a snowflake in safe space scenario.
A little, yeah. Them being a bit tone deaf and being like, oh, we need more gay characters quickly, just do something with Superman kind of thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's
I
necessarily.
feel
think
that's what
you're-
they did with Tim Drake, where they take the
There's-
one Robin that's been in a loving relationship since his
Yeah.
character was created, and then they break him up with his girlfriend off screen and
Yeah.
make him come out, which was just.
I think they
feel
kind
it
of
handled
painted themselves into like a hard spot, because there's the pressure to, create an identity for each character and have some sort of love interest. But then you want to be able to have, okay, now we need some characters that are, LGBTQ, whatever. And either we create a character for the sake of, creating a character that is queer, or we have to go and change somebody, a character that's already established, to make them queer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they've kind of painted themselves into a corner with that.
Kinda. You're not necessarily wrong.
I'm
I
sure
think
there's
that-
a right way to do it. I'm sure there is a way they could have done it,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, and that's
You
why
know,
hearing
I-
Tom Taylor speaking about his decision behind it and why he did it, it puts me much more at rest about the whole situation.
it seems fine for John Kent, because he doesn't have any
Yeah.
sort of love interest established yet, but he's not exactly a new character either.
No. I mean, it's he still technically is a new character. He's only been around since what, 2016, 2017?
2015.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
you
the tail end of
this year we're
Convergence.
creating a character. Like, they didn't go, okay, we need to queer character, Molly Miracle. We're gonna, she's coming in. We're gonna make sure that she's queer or something like that.
Well,
or any of the new people they've added in for Tynion's run.
Let me put it this way. I mean, he's a character who is in his formative teen years, who is making discoveries about himself. If there's anybody that is a good character choice for that, I mean, it is John Kent. Even if it is just questioning, who knows? But I mean, there's a list of people that are. I mean, eventually, Robin is going to be that way too. Dick Grace or Damian Wayne, sorry, is going to have that moment probably of. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. I think Damian's just going to be some. Like
asexual asshole.
Asexual, yeah.
I mean, you're probably
but
not
I think
wrong.
If they were going to choose a Jason Todd to have questioning, if they were going to choose a Robin to question their sexuality, I think Jason Todd would have made a lot more sense.
Why is that?
Because he's kind of the outcast of the family, and I feel you could have drawn parallels with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Dick Grayson's got Babs and Starfire. Tim Drake had Stephanie. Damien's still a bit too young, and I feel like Jason Todd, he's a very blank canvas character. There's not been a whole lot of work done with him.
On him.
Yeah, he was dead for like 15 years, 20 years.
No. I mean, you also have to remember that you
take one crowbar to the face, and
there is an entire collection of Red Hood and the Outlaws comic books where they did establish a lot more of character development.
Yeah, but they're written by Scott Lobdell, so I just refuse to acknowledge their existence.
I get that, but I'm saying that it is still canon, the history of him.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Scott Lobdell is a good writer. I'm just saying that there is a lot of history that's already been established on the buildup of Jason Todd anyways. Like I said, I think that if there was any character that would have made sense, it was obviously Dick Grayson.
So you're trying to say Dick loves Dick?
I was going to say that Dick is fluid. Maybe he's on top, maybe he's on bottom.
Yeah, and with him, I can kind of see it more than Tim Drake.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Although I will say that Tim Drake might not be a bad choice necessarily just because of, who he is. And when you look at how he's been used in various different mediums, it's kind of just the way it was handled more than anything. No, yeah, and I agree with you. I think that it could have been handled a lot better. I don't know. Here's my question. Who are your favorite queer characters? Justice League queer, go.
I've been a fan of Jackson Hyde ever since he was introduced in Young Justice.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked his Future State story. I like his new mini-series he's got going on. It's hard to think of characters, and that's part of the problem.
It is. And this is probably why they're trying to make those adjustments right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit harder for DC than Marvel, I suppose.
While we are on
my
this
favorite
topic,
Marvel LGBT characters, Safe Space, Snowflake,
Iceman.
Deadpool definitely is pansexual. There's no argument there. Dakin? Dakin's gay.
Yeah, he's bi.
Oh, Kate Kane.
Kate Kane.
Yeah.
Definitely a good choice.
I mentioned Iceman.
Iceman, yeah, absolutely. Wait, why are you saying it like that? Iceman, like he's Jewish?
Say Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Yes, I'm here to see
Iceman.
Spider-Man. I've never heard of a Spider-Man. Does he go to temple?
Have you ever had any Spider-Mans?
Before we
the Alan Scott's now as well.
Sean, I don't see this in the script, so I kind of wanted to just ask, did you want to talk about what was going on with Batwoman?
Oh, yeah, can do.
Okay, well, I guess we can wait until we get to the movie and TV stuff around then. John Constantine.
Yes.
So there apparently is going to be 3 more Scott Snyder titles being launched on December 29th.
Yes.
How many titles is he putting out with now? Yeah, it's like 7.
This will be, but then he's got a few more coming as well next year.
They're all very short.
These will part of the a few of minis. a few ongoings, a few haven't really been. There's nothing concrete about them, but yeah, he's got the whole wave of Best Jacket Press books coming out. Which does can I find a list of them? 1, 2.
There's just a
3,
lot.
4,
I mean, back in
5,
July, they announced
6,
that Dark Horse was going to publish the
7,
8 total. So now
8.
there's 3. Yeah, that's 11.
Yeah, so
dude.
there's 8 coming, and we've got releases for 6 of them already.
No. There was an announced 8 titles before. So if there's 3 new ones coming out,
No,
by December
these are
29th,
some of the announced ones. It's just we now have the release date.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay, I was like, Jesus Christ, 11 titles is too much. Like,
Yeah, so we've
go
got
outside and play with your fucking
Barnstormers with
kids.
Tula Lotay, which is the World War II era romance one.
Mhm.
The Book of Evil with Jock, which is a prose-driven story.
Okay.
And Dudley, Datson and Forever Machine with Jamal Igle.
Okay.
I don't know what that's about or who the creator is, but
I've never heard of Jamal Eagle. No. I'm curious about Jock. Do you think they're ever going to finish Witches?
They keep teasing it. They released like a Halloween special like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but did anybody read it?
No, I haven't
No.
read the main series, to be honest. It's
Yeah.
on the list.
Speaking of authors who put out way too much, Jeff Lemire has announced 2 things. One, that Bone Orchard, Mythos, is going to be coming in 2022, and he's bringing back Royal City.
Yeah, so Bone Orchard is his new series with Andrea Sorrentino.
Cool.
So this will
Very
follow
cool.
Primordial when that ends.
Excellent.
And this looks very... It looks kind of Victorian horror era.
Okay.
Sort of old-timey.
Maybe.
Old-timey.
It used the word macabre.
Yeah, it was
macabre.
Wasn't really much of a trailer. It was just a couple.
Yeah.
It was just some music, and I don't even know what to call those kind of
I call it macabre.
macabre. That's it.
Yeah. Maccabees. Machiavellian.
McDonald's, Bray.
So I've actually never read Royal City.
It's on the list. But yeah, so this was something he wrote and drew himself. He said he wasn't satisfied with how he ended it before because he kind of rushed the ending because he was getting burnt out. Because at the time he was writing like 6 books, 7 books, and drawing this as well. So he kind of rushed to wrap it up, and then now his schedule's a bit emptier, a bit clearer, and he's got Substack as well where he can just kind of take his time with it.
Sure.
He's finally returning and sort of finishing off the story, and yeah.
I mean, you really have to appreciate the fact that this guy puts out as much work as he does and continues
I feel
draw.
bad for his child. It's like, take
at
some
least he's
time
only
away
got
from the
one.
keyboard and go play with your son.
He's only got one. I mean, so fuck it. Listen, if there's one thing you can get away with, it's only fucking up one life. Josh, take lessons.
Totally.
No, it's just crazy that one man can write so much.
I mean, and draw. I mean, it's kind of insane to me.
He's drawing several books.
You know what? I'm gonna take this time really quick to ask this question. So what are you guys subscribed to on Substack?
Zdarsky.
I haven't subscribed to anything. I just copy what you guys do.
Zdarsky, Lemire, and Tynion.
Okay, well, damn, because I subscribe to Tiny, and I guess I'll cancel that since you're going to be sharing that. But who the hell else was I going to subscribe to? I'm not going to subscribe to Hickman. I'm not going to pay a monthly fee for. Well, yeah, you know what?
Subscribe
I'll subscribe
to Kate's when he has some more stuff on there, because right now it's not worth it. I had to look through his posts earlier, and obviously I can't see the content of most of them, but
sure.
Yeah.
I said they should have done
pages.
for Hickman the type of Patreon subscription where it's you only pay when they release stuff.
Yeah.
But then he'd make no money.
Yeah, you're right. When you write, you write. Okay. So what is it that James Tynion is teasing? Do we have any idea?
He posted on one of his Substack newsletters, and he said he will be back at DC next year for something big, but he's not writing any superhero books for a long, long time.
Are we thinking that it might be something in the same vein as Nice House?
I was thinking that maybe. Or maybe something more like Hill House Comics, where he's got his own little corner that he can sort of moderate, maybe.
I'd be okay with that. I mean,
Yeah,
Hill House was cool.
A pop-up imprint, or whatever they call it.
Those superheroes, so it's like fantasy or pirates or
horror.
something.
Tynion likes horror.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's weird to me how much like I did not like Tynion at the beginning of like my introduction to him, and now I just absolutely love everything he does.
Your introduction to him was his introduction as a writer. He's had a huge learning curve this last decade, and
it's not just that. It's very much in the same way that Dan Slott worked together with
Christos Gage.
Yes, thank you very much. You know, Tynion was associated with Snyder for a long time, so it was always just that's how I knew him. He would occasionally come in and do a backup issue or something.
Oh, he spoke about how he met Snyder on his Substack. And Snyder was his teacher at college, and they sort of became friends. Really? And then Snyder started to break into comics, and Tynion remembered when Snyder first messaged him and was like, "Holy shit, I'm writing Batman." And it's quite interesting sort of reading that.
Yeah.
So they kind of broke into comics together.
Sure.
What's the age difference there?
Scott Snyder,
like 30 some.
Scott Snyder was writing.
He started with American Vampire and a few other little bits. That might not have been his first. That was one of his early things he started with.
Tynion is about to turn 34, so he's like a year older than I am.
God bless America. That's amazing.
And Scott Snyder is 45. Almost 46.
He looks really good for 45.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What was his first thing that he did? I mean, I would argue that at this point that's Tynion is better than Scott Snyder at this point. No, sorry, Scott.
Scott Snyder's a really nice guy. His energy is amazing. Like, he's so positive about all his projects, but he does just kind of,
Let's see here. So in 2009, he started working for Marvel. He did a 4-issue miniseries of Iron Man Noir, which I didn't know that.
American Vampire started 2010.
That's crazy. It really was one of his, but he did it with Stephen King. That's insane.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Scott Snyder.
I wish I could write.
Did you read Crossover yet?
Yeah, I did.
You got Crossover. You read that?
I already know where you're going. I already know where you're going with this. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I already know where you're going with this. It was great.
You know where I'm going.
I know exactly.
Picking up what I'm laying down.
I don't know about you.
If you two don't stop talking, I am going to fly over and beat you. And
if
not in a sexy
Don't
way.
threaten me with a good time.
If you do, you got to wear his wife's gloves.
Let's stop talking about stuff people haven't read yet.
Okay. Moving on. Tynion has also confirmed that there are plans for Ghostmaker, Punchline, and Clownhunter next year after he's left the book Batman.
Clownhunter got fart.
Honestly, I don't really care about Clownhunter, but I'll really care for sure.
But no, it's nice that they're sort of sticking around. I always hate when
Clownhunter is a terrible name.
Yeah, but I hate when someone leaves a book and their supporting cast kind of just disappears as well, and then the next writer will kind of introduce other characters that are kind of the same but just different characters.
I really didn't.
It's like every time a new writer takes over Nightwing, he gets a new love interest that's never seen again.
Yeah,
pull out the mask and it's the previous person.
I feel like my biggest annoyance with the introduction of characters that I thought was cool was Bluebird in Scott Snyder's Batman run.
Snyder introduced two characters that were kind of big for a short minute, and then he didn't do anything with them. And Tynion tried to do stuff with them, but didn't really.
Well, he's doing stuff with Bluebird right now in the back matter of Joker, and then he's got
but what's Duke doing?
Duke has been utilized for.
He was in Outsiders for a little while.
I think he was the main like guy in Outsiders for a minute, and then he was in some of the Urban Legends backup stories. I mean, he had a couple like 3-issue miniseries stuffs where they were like, we don't know what your identity is. And he's like, I'm the Signal, and everyone's like, why the fuck are you wearing yellow?
Enjoyed his character was in White Knight.
Yeah,
and he was completely unlike his main continuity
at all. Nothing like him whatsoever. Yeah.
The only I remember him in the second in Curse of the White Knight.
He was the big dude with the bandana. He looks like he was like straight out of like the 90s hip hop era.
No, I was thinking of Jason Blood. I don't know.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, I still don't understand why that character exists the way that he does. I think it's just weird to see a character that is dressed up like Batman but in yellow. The fuck?
Just makes Wolverine no sense. And Batman had a child.
Well, I get the mentality of like you're not the Batman, but you are the precursor to it, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Well, he was supposed to be a Batman that fights in the light instead of the shadows, like a daytime hero, but they just never did anything interesting with him at all.
Nope. Unfortunately.
Anyway, let's move on. It's cool these characters are sticking around for a while, but yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Let's talk about what's going on in movies and TV. Before we hop into this, let's talk about what's going on with Batwoman. So Ruby Rose has gone to social media to ostracize and attack Greg Berlanti and the entire crew and cast of Batwoman, bringing up that she was fired and suggesting that she was abused on set, and specifically highlighted the actor who played her dad, Batwoman's dad in the show, and said something. She didn't really specify exactly what it was, but just that he was that he sexually harassed her somehow. Or I'm sorry, is Ruby Rose a they, them, or a her? I forget.
I don't know.
They, I think.
Maybe they.
I think you're probably right.
Let's see if we can find a Twitter.
Oh no, she said she prefers using feminine pronouns, but she's open to they, them.
They and she, yeah.
All right. Well, anyways, so apparently Ruby Rose is an asshole because Warner Brothers decided to clap back, and they responded to the list of accusations and comments made by Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose notoriously left the show after the first season, and it was speculated that she was fired for a long time. But it was never understood why that was. And after this series of comments attacking the crew, saying that they were trying to ruin her career, and this apparently giant tirade just going up against how every single person in the industry knows how bad Greg Berlanti is, and the
which is weird because I'd never really heard anything bad about him until this.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I
literally no, but there was no complaints anywhere, not on Reddit.
Yeah, like you've had Twitter. Stephen Amell, Grant Gustin, Melissa Benoist, plus all those supporting cast. Yep. I know Katie Cassidy was kind of screwed over on Arrow, but I think that was more Mark Guggenheim's fault than Berlanti.
It was, and they actually mentioned that. So Warner Brothers took to make a post on social media. One of the things that they posted on was Twitter, where they said, despite the historical revisions Ruby Rose has made about the cast and crew, not a single thing that they have said is accurate. And we stand by our cast and crew, and most especially the actor who played Batwoman's dad. It's kind of confusing, and the actor who played Batwoman's dad, I don't remember his name. I don't think he said anything much, but he definitely was like, that's not a single thing about this is true. Apparently there were a couple of different complaints, actually a laundry list of complaints against Ruby Rose for misbehavior on set. And that was the reason why she was fired after that first season, and they recast her. So
yeah, I do remember hearing about that.
Yeah,
she was really awkward on set. Yeah.
So the reason why I wanted to bring this up,
it kind of seemed like she didn't want to be there, and they didn't want her there.
Correct. And I mean, she like seems to want to defend Batwoman, even though she didn't seem to have very much of an interest in playing the character to a certain degree. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is because this is another example of Warner Brothers stepping in and defending or really just not bending the knee to the whims of yet another actor. Now, in specific, the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because there's a lot of push-pull and people having mixed feelings online. Some people are pro Ruby Rose and saying, fuck Warner Brothers, look what happened with Ray Fisher. Other people are saying the opposites and are suggesting that Ruby Rose is trash.
It does seem like Warner Brothers is trying to muddy the water.
They have a history of it, and the thing is like, I'm never going to defend a company, a corporation, a studio, because I just don't trust their best interests. But I am going to look at the history of a thing. I don't have any investment in the show. I don't have any investment in Ruby Rose as a person. So I just don't.
Was it Doug Ray Scott? Was that the guy playing the dad?
I believe so, yeah. And the thing about it is that if this sort of energy kind of keeps coming out towards Warner Brothers, I think that it's definitely going to air a lot more dirty laundry. And like I've said before, I definitely still feel like there's some argument against Warner Brothers. I'm not going to deny that, but it does look like a lot of people have had a lot of fucking really bad issues with Ruby Rose. And this isn't the first time that people have said that Ruby Rose has been an extremely difficult person to work with either. So it's like, well, I mean, you kind of got the odds stacked against you here, but that's all I wanted to say on it, really. I just thought it was an interesting tie into what was been going on with Warner Brothers. And since they decided to clap back, it just, I felt like it was something we should talk about. But we can move on. Let's see here. Do we want to talk about the Eternals?
May as well get it over with.
Sean seems very adamant about talking about it.
We don't have to. It's just been a big story the last couple of weeks. There's been a lot of memes about it as well.
Go on.
Yeah.
Well, Eternals is getting terrible reviews, or not terrible, but very mediocre reviews online. It's currently got the lowest rating of any Marvel movie, I believe.
And what
is it being review bombed?
Sorry?
Is it being review bombed?
I do not know.
Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb?
Both, I believe. It's been getting review bombed by people who don't like it because there's like there's like different races and stuff in it. But I think a lot of people have been complaining that it's just not a good movie.
Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb.
I think it's at 60 on Rotten Tomatoes, is it?
Yeah, that's the tomato meter. There's no ratings for an audience score.
So these are actual reviewers that are giving it low scores.
I'm reading some of the reviews, and was this guy that gave it a rotten says, where Kubrick and Clarke took seriously the idea that human evolution may be prompted by alien intercession, Eternals makes the whole thing part of some gargantuan intergalactic eugenics experiment wrapped in pop philosophy and popcorn authoritarianism.
That's a harsh criticism.
Yeah, that's not even like a criticism of Chloe Zhao. That's like a criticism of the comic, even.
I mean, yeah, but when you repackage it into a film, it definitely. Let me put it this way: you can do the same thing with X-Men, and it can be like the same concept, but the way that you package it and deliver it is going to feel different. So if it feels like a eugenics experiment, it's not necessarily okay.
So are these reviewers saying fresh or rotten when they leave their review? Because this one seems kind of positive, but it says rotten at the same time.
How is that positive? Eugenics. They said eugenics.
No, another one that I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
Eternals ventures into existential questions with welcome results for the MCU. However, it shines more when the characters are a unit and not on their own side quests. Rotten.
I guess they spend too much time on their own side quest and not time as a unit.
Thank you for that summary. I appreciate you. I mean, I'm looking at the reviews right now. It still only says 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. And what else is there? There's 55% on Metacritic, 3 out of 5 on IndieWire. I mean, it's just not good reviews.
The 9th most popular thing on IMDb.
Crazy. There's a lot of news sources talking about how the movie is being review bombed by quote angry MCU fans because of gay kiss ?
Yeah, I don't even see a. It's got a 55 Metascore on IMDb.
I didn't even see that there.
Is this the first gay couple in the MCU?
I didn't even know that there was a gay character in this movie.
But have we had anything else in the MCU before?
I think they're not like a kiss on screen, but there's probably been like
there's tension
some sort
between
of
Bucky and
offhand
Steve.
joke, like or like some offhand joke, like she bats for the other team, dude.
Maybe.
Just like a very subtle comment.
Yeah.
More subtle than that.
I mean,
anyway, yeah,
I wasn't really excited about seeing this anyways, but oh well.
I was still going to see it.
I mean,
I'm
going to see all MCU movies no matter
Kevin
what.
Feige has me by the balls.
Hmm.
I will give him
sure
money
does.
until the day I die.
You're ridiculous.
Following on from that, Harry Styles has been cast as Eros, who in the comics is Thanos' brother.
Mm-hmm. Although apparently you guys don't know anything about that character.
No clue.
I know about like the mythological character Eros, but not
he showed up in
Marvel.
Okay, so in the Infinity storyline, it is revealed that he's been living off-world on a specific like planet. I can't remember where it was. And he gets exposed to Terrigen Mist, and his inhuman ability occurs. And it is basically that he has the right hand of death, which is interesting.
What's his left hand?
Left hand, red.
I can't remember what his left hand does. I'm pretty sure it's just his right hand or whatever it is. But
he just has to jerk off with his left hand.
Jesus Christ, man. Let's see here. Oh no, wait, you know what? I'm thinking of a different character. That's my bad. This one is the one that was revealed in the Invincible Iron Man in 55 from Jim Starlin. So this is the youngest son of the two Eternals, Elars and Suisan. Originally named Aaron, he was rechristened Eros at the age of 5. What character am I thinking of then?
You were so cocky.
Right hand is death.
I remember very vividly that there was a character like that.
Eric Williams? No.
I don't remember. Anyways, this character's name is Star Fox.
Cool.
Yeah.
Star Fox?
Very exciting. Yeah. Like the game character.
I remember that game.
Yeah.
Long ago.
I mean, it actually makes sense to cast Harry Styles as this character because he kind of looks like a big old sexy man, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of tired of Cosmic Marvel at this point.
Gotta keep it on Earth. Keep it all in the Earth family.
Just give me more Russo Brothers Captain America movies, and I'll be happy until I die.
Brendan Fraser, as we said much earlier in this podcast, is going to be playing Firefly in the Batgirl movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Good for him. He deserves
Not much to say there, but yeah, I mean, good for him. He deserves it. It's
it's a good role for him because he does look like he started to melt a little.
Yeah.
Oof, Jesus, man.
Yeah. And Doom Patrol, that's DC. It's got it's got Cyborg in it, so yeah, it's DC. He's playing in 2 different DC things. They're just like, recycling him like they did with.
Just wait until the next Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I'm you, but you're me.
Where they had Brandon Routh as like Atom and Superman. Now we're gonna have him.
Excuse me. Can you mark down that time? I just want to get that yawn out of there. Thank you.
We have Hayden Christensen returning to Star Wars. He is going to be appearing in the Ahsoka Disney Plus series.
I don't know what that is.
Going to do a
What do you mean you don't know what that is?
I don't know what that is.
It's a Disney Plus series starring Ahsoka.
Wow.
It's animated, isn't it?
No, live action.
Live action. Are they getting Rosario Dawson to keep doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's going to tie in. It's all going to tie into the rest of the live action series.
Yeah, which at this point Darth Vader's dead, so I imagine it's going to be as a Force ghost.
Yeah, Force ghost or a
flashback.
A flashback, yeah, that's the word.
Yeah, but he's back in Kenobi as well, which is set between 3 and 4. So
yeah,
good for him. He deserves a chance at doing the character.
We gotta they got Ewan McGregor. Now they got to bring back Liam Neeson.
I want more Qui-Gon Jinn. He is one of the most unused characters in Star Wars, and he was cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
think Nine Nub is one of the most unused characters.
What's Ewan McGregor's real name?
That is,
I forget. No. It's
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ben Kenobi, maybe?
No.
Old
it's
Ben.
you gotta say it the
Gordon
right way.
McGregor.
You're not saying it right.
Oh, you want me to do a Scottish accent, don't you?
Yeah.
No.
I want to hear.
Come on, Sean. Say the word. Say the thing.
I can't do a Scottish accent.
Ewan McGregor.
That's not even close. You said there was an S in there. Where did that come from?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ewan McGregor. There you go.
There's still no S in it.
No, but that's how it's said.
No, it's not.
That's how it's done.
Says who?
Me.
Yeah, like Hayden has both some terrible writing, terrible directing in those movies. So I'm happy he gets a chance to actually kind of redeem himself. The same way Darth Vader redeemed himself when he threw the Emperor down the little shaft thing.
Even
ended up not killing him.
It's never not funny.
He covered his mouth so the camera didn't pick up him laughing.
Because it's so fucking poorly written. It's comically, it's meme worthy. That's why.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I agree. I think that he deserves to have another chance.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's the same reason I'm excited to see Ewan McGregor playing Obi-Wan again. He gets another chance at actually bringing this character to life instead of just standing there and being like, I can't even remember any Obi-Wan lines.
Ewan McGregor he never really had a bad time playing that character though. Like there was a lot of opportunities. It was not good acting though.
It was very wooden.
I mean, it's Star Wars. There's no such thing as good acting in Star Wars.
Very true.
That's just the honest to God truth. And everybody is always like, it's the best film franchise ever. And I'm like, nope.
They are classics, but they're not something I strongly recommend people watch.
It's something them if you like B movies.
To have watched. I love Empire. I love Return of the Jedi. The original one's very, very B movie.
Yes. Incredibly B movie. The incredibly successful, over budgeted B movies. That's what they are.
Yeah, but no, 5 and 6 were good.
No.
Yeah, the prequels are terrible. 7 was very good. 8 and 9 were terrible.
No.
7 was nostalgic.
7 sucked. Good. 8 was the best movie.
What?
8 was the best movie in the entire Star Wars franchise. Better than every single one of them.
This guy.
Yeah, that's right.
You're so contrarian.
No, I just actually feel that way. It's just nice to actually see people act
and
express emotion and actually have a Skywalker who was kind of funny and actually had a justifiable reason and motivation for a lot of the things that he did. And it was also really nice to see characters that were not mainstay in the Star Wars universe.
Killed off the main bad in like the most underwhelming scene ever. And then JJ had to kind of come in and be like, oh shit, how do I fix this?
And then he ruined it.
He spent most of the movie just course correcting 2.
Here's what actually happened is 8 was made, and it was one of the best things that ever happened to Star Wars. And it pissed off all of the right people. And all of the Star Wars fans.
This is coming from someone who likes Rian Johnson. I loved Looper. I loved Knives Out. He's a good director.
I didn't like Looper.
He is. Well, you're wrong.
But just, it was like, it spent too much time on like other plots that didn't really contribute to the story.
Okay.
The movie could have been a lot better. It doesn't deserve the hate it got, because there were some good bits in there, but the way it kind of ruined the trilogy, it kind of...
In what way did it ruin the trilogy?
You killed off the big bad halfway through without giving any backstory to him.
Okay, and?
Imagine if in the originals they killed off the Emperor in 2.
What's his backstory? His entire backstory is, I'm the guy in the hood. I rule the empire. That's it.
True.
That's his fucking backstory. That's it. The only development that he actually got for a history was in the prequels. That's literally it. Always a mysterious character. Count Dooku appears.
I wish your dad.
It's Star Wars
as a child.
Me too. That's why I got my kinks the way I do. Oh, that felt good. Anyways.
I wish he did that to you as a child, but just a lot harder until you stopped moving.
Until the final snap.
My criticism with Snoke is specifically this. Killing him off the way that they did was fucking awesome. Fight sequence after that was awesome. I really wish that was more of a surprise. That's all I really care about. If they had Kylo kill him off and made me wonder like more instead of just like hand fisting it to me, I would have loved it a lot more. I didn't like the conversation between Kylo and Ren, and I really don't like the fact that they made Ren a Skywalker.
Mm-hmm. Do you mean Rey?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Tyler's wrong. Me and Josh are agreed on
that. Episode 8, they go on an entire pointless escapade to save the side quest that results in nothing. It's a slow chase through space with like nothing to reference that they're doing this, chase, using whole star cruisers as just battering rams to destroy other ones. Completely changing the comedy of the
Poe made
series.
An elevator joke.
Poe at the very start doing like, prank phone calls.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a good sci-fi movie, but just not a good Star Wars movie.
So here's my criticism of that is everybody talks about how it doesn't fit into that. And it's like, what is the mold for Star Wars? Bad acting, mediocre subplots, characters that get no backstory whatsoever. I mean, just because it made some things that are different, I mean, why does it have to all fit in the same thing? I mean, do we want Hayden Christensen wooden acting throughout the entire franchise? No. Do we want...
It should have fit into the mold of the trilogy. Like, you can do a standalone movie like Solo was a great movie.
Do more of the same, was a great movie, but slightly different.
Exactly.
It needs to fit the tone.
But again, why? Like, why can't it be something that's
because it's a trilogy?
It can be something else, but it has to be better. It's the middle part of the trilogy.
If it was a standalone movie, if he wanted to go to his own standalone thing, it could have been better. But when it's the middle part of a trilogy,
I think one of the problems is that the three movies just feel a bit disjointed because Rian Johnson kind of came in and did his own thing in the middle.
Imagine if Avengers Infinity War, you kill off Thanos halfway through. And then in Endgame, they have to they bring Loki back to life to be the big bad who's controlling Thanos all along.
That's a bad comparison.
Fuck off.
Yeah. We'll give you another 5 minutes to go think about it.
Yeah, come back to me. Where's my crayon?
I think that if they allowed him to make the third one, they probably would have had a lot more going on. What happened with the casino? Why did they go there?
Because they needed to retrieve Benicio del Toro to help them break onto the Star Destroyer.
He was going to hack, and they were going to get away by turning the engines off or something.
Right.
Yeah. The trilogy suffered from not having a plan going in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Yeah.
Anyway, enough about that. Dune sequel has been greenlit. It's expected to start. What do you mean? Ugh.
Ugh.
What's that?
Ugh.
Why?
Because Dune sucks.
Have you seen it?
No.
I went and saw that Friday. A lot of beautiful scenes in there. A lot of beautiful scenery.
Was incredible.
Story is all right. Kind of rushed in some spots and drug out in others.
It was 15 minutes too long and 2.5 hours too short.
What does that mean?
Like that. Well, the last hour just kind of drags on. Like, if we're okay with spoilers, like the whole family moves onto the planet. They're assassinated, and the mother and son have to run away, and they spend the last 45 minutes or something just exploring through the desert, trying to survive.
I liked it though.
Yeah, it was good for a 2.5 hour movie, but like you said, it drags at the very end and then just sort of ends.
Yeah, and I enjoyed it, and I would have been very annoyed if it didn't have a sequel, because it was part of the story. It wasn't a standalone movie.
Mm-hmm. It's about half of the book.
Yeah, I think roughly that. So yeah, Tyler, go watch it.
Nah.
I hate you.
Hey, do you want to see Oscar Isaac's naked?
He is actually naked in it.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll go see it.
Good. It is settled.
As soon as we release this episode, like the gross just skyrockets.
Yeah. The gross of his penis. Speaking of bad movies, Uncharted movie apparently looks terrible.
Yeah. They're just horribly miscast.
I actually haven't seen the trailer for this yet, but you seem to have very strong opinions.
Some of the set pieces look very good. The set pieces look good. Some of the action looks good. It looks like it could be a fun movie, but they're just horribly, horribly miscast.
They got Marky Mark and Tom Holland.
Yeah. It just looks very strange. Like, at the beginning of the trailer, Tom Holland's playing a bartender. And he just looks too young. Even though he is old enough, he's too young.
Yeah. So Tom Holland is playing Nathan Drake?
Yeah, and Mark Wahlberg.
Not Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg is playing Sully.
I think Tom Holland's a bit too young. They should have gotten one of the Hemsworth brothers to play Nathan Drake.
Yeah, and Mark Wahlberg is far too young to be playing like a balding 60+.
Yeah,
retired, whatever.
They must be hoping to make a lot of these movies.
Yeah, but they're not going to.
Yeah,
because it looks terrible. Yeah, like 10 years ago, Nathan Fillion would have been perfect for Nathan Drake.
10 years ago, Nathan Fillion would have been perfect for most things. I would have loved him as Hal Jordan in Green Lantern.
And Bruce Campbell or J.K. Simmons should have played Sully.
Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, but J.K. Simmons would have done a very good job as well. Much better than Mark Wahlberg.
Bruce Campbell. He's my personal choice. That's just
me. Yeah, but
you got to get
J.K. Simmons or Mark Wahlberg.
Stellan Skarsgård.
That's a really esoteric choice, but okay.
Still better than Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Huh. Tom Holland's 25 years old.
He looks about 16.
Look, what have you done with your life, Sean? Can you do a flip?
Can you even do a backflip? What are you doing with your life?
Can't run along walls. Good.
I struggle to get off
Brilliant.
the couch sometimes.
I always feel like we start to lose a little bit of energy whenever we start talking about the movies and the TV shows. It's just funny how that works. Start to lose a little bit of steam.
This next one kind of links in here.
Okay, go for it.
This next little bit. The Marvel Entertainment and Skydance Games. No, Skydance. What's the name of it? What is the name of
I Believe in You.
Stupid fucking Skydance New Media. So they are partnering together to make new interactive games. So Marvel Entertainment obviously has made all the different Marvel games, the Spider-Man games, the upcoming Wolverine games. Skydance New Media is comprised of Amy Hennig and what was the other lady's name? EA veteran Julian Beek to pioneer a new category of story-focused interactive entertainment, groundbreaking convergence of games, film, and television. Amy Hennig was the creative director and writer for the first few Uncharted games. Artist,
it's a shame she didn't stick around for the movie.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe she's involved in that. It doesn't show up on her IMDb. Or I don't know about her IMDb, her Wikipedia page. But she was the game director for Jack 3, writer for Battlefield Hardline, and writer for an upcoming Forspoken, which is a Square Enix game. That kind of looks like
Jack 3.
Kind of looks like Prince of Persia, is what Forspoken looks like.
I think I did like Jack 3. That was a good one. Most of the Jack and Daxter series was just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, right on. I mean, I definitely think that there's going to be more push for.
I mean, it does sound like the Uncharted games, right? Where it's the mixture of games and almost a movie.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's definitely been a transition within the last couple of years about how video games can be a new market. I mean, we're seeing more and more Hollywood actors step into video games. I mean, if it's not the Kevin Spacey in Call of Duty, it's various actors from Heroes that you just randomly see in like LA Noire or what have you. I mean, there is a platform for these things. There is a audience for, and I mean,
their whole idea is that the game should be story driven versus graphics driven. As long as the story is good, the graphics don't matter.
I guess. I mean, I would rather focus on the actual gameplay element rather than anything else. I mean, God of War, one of the reasons why that game was so great was because of the puzzle elements as well as the fighting elements, right? I feel like
I think they'd probably say the same for the latest Zelda games too.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Breath of the Wild. I mean, any Zelda game, you really need that puzzle element.
Yeah, I don't think that you need to necessarily have hyper realistic elements in video games in order for it to be enjoyable. I mean, obviously, look at what happened with Stardew Valley. People took off with that. Oh, and
Minecraft
and Animal Crossing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It just goes to show that, I mean, as long as you make it enjoyable, that's the important thing. Just don't make the ET video game.
That was a masterpiece.
That was a classic.
Speaking of Marvel games, Guardians of the Galaxy came out this week. Did anyone bother?
I saw an advertisement on a billboard, but I didn't know what it was.
It got great reviews.
Did it? Good. It was made by the same people who made the Avengers live service game.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Maybe they've lived and learned and come out with something better. I just wanted to add one more bit of news here. The Flash is still going strong. The TV series.
Let it die.
Season 8. They're on season 8 right now. And their tie-in event this year is Armageddon, which is going to be a 5-part story arc where they've got to assemble a team to fight aliens.
They're fighting Despero.
Speed aliens, I don't know. But they're bringing back Brandon Routh as Ray Palmer.
Of course.
So he must be on better terms with the WB and all of the Arrowverse production.
Oh, you're bringing that up because of what was going on with. Oh, did they have conflict?
They just kind of
they basically got
contract.
cut. Yeah, he and his wife basically got cut from Legends of Tomorrow because they either wanted more money or that he wanted his wife to stay on the show.
Who's his wife?
She played Nora Dark, Damien Dark's daughter.
Yeah. Oh.
His wife is Courtney Ford. Like she was in Dexter.
She was in Supernatural as well at one point.
Mm-hmm. You might recognize her if you saw her face.
Yeah, she's been around.
Yeah.
She's been in stuff.
Yep, I'm looking at her right now. I've seen her in something recently. I can't remember what it was though. Anyways, all right, right on.
So that's cool. I think that's about all we have.
Yeah, I think that's been pretty much it. Is there anything else that we need to be giving some attention to before we sign off?
No.
I don't know if at some point we're gonna dive deeper into talking about John Kent and the Gabe Eltaeb discussion. We do like a deeper dive based on that Bleeding Cool article.
Potentially. It just depends on what happens in the future, I suppose. But yeah, okay. I mean, I'm open to it.
Yeah, I don't know if DC is going to have any delays, but the Jonathan Kent issue should be coming out. Is that the November or is it the December issue?
It's coming out next month since issue 4 just came out, so it'll be November.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we'll circle back around that again at that point.
I mean, it actually is increasing sales quite a bit to the point of 1 through 5 going back to second or third printings.
You know, I don't really know DC to be kind of a second printing type of folk.
I mean, they have plenty of times. I mean, look at what happened. I mean, sometimes they do it in a really fun way, like what happens with Nice House on the Lake. They did the whole second printing series where they looked like they were like worn out.
Yeah,
I know that Nightwing and Superman both got a lot of reprints.
Yeah, I just don't notice them doing a lot of reprints. I notice when Marvel does reprints.
I wonder why that is. Maybe you're just biased. Have you considered that maybe you've been hurt as a child?
I don't think that's true.
I think, does DC do returnable #1s?
I don't know.
So it might be that places tend to overorder them so they don't sell out as quickly, maybe. I don't know.
Possibly. All right, well, I'm going to call it good here. This has been our news episode of the Cult of Comics. Thank you for coming and joining us for this weekly cult meeting. And you can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, all of the distribution locations except for Stitcher and Earwolf. Yes. If you subscribe to any of those, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for following us. Thank you for joining us if this is your first time. And if you can do us the favor, give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow, but most importantly, you can give us $1. That's the best ways that you can support us. You can go on to patreon.com/cultofcomics to subscribe to our monthly Patreon cult distribution levels. And if you go to anchor.fm/cultofcomics, you can also view our RSS feed as well as make monthly contributions there as well. Thank you very much for checking us out. Stay safe out there. Wear a mask, get vaccinated, and don't be an idiot out there. All hail.
Peace, bitches.